Hey, this is Jay Spivey with Respect the View podcast. Hey, if you're interested in listening to a man speak on his views on parenthood, relationships, and understanding of life, then you're tuned into the right frequency. I'll be dropping a podcast twice a week, alright? You can check out my website and sign up for my email list at the bottom of the homepage to stay updated with all my latest podcasts. If you're interested in booking an interview with me, all you got to do is email me and then book a slot on my booking page. Hey, I appreciate you listening. Now let's get to the good stuff. It was what do you think about interracial dating?
Okay, okay. So interracial dating. Um, it's an interesting one. It's a really interesting one because where I live, London, UK, we have an extremely multicultural society, extremely so. Um, Seeing people of different races, all different types of races, dating and having children and whatnot, it's not unusual at all. It's not unusual. However, what I will say that I found cropping up recently over the last 3 to 4 years amongst my circle of friends and extended friends. Um, there are women that have like black women that have had experiences with black men, um, bad experiences or experiences that they don't want to repeat, let's say it that way, or they didn't get what they wanted, and they are actively going out to date outside of their race, actively and saying, yeah, I don't want a black man. I am going to date a white man because or someone that outside of my race because I don't want to have that same bad experience. But do you know what the sad thing is? What I've witnessed happening is they're not finding what they're looking for. However, because they have conditioned their mind to think that the issue is in the skin tone of their partner, they are staying and taking actually probably a lot more negativity from their relationship that they're now in, just due to the fact that they don't want to go back and they want to have made it worth it. They want to have they've conditioned themselves that that was the problem. The skin color was the problem, and I'm seeing them tolerate actually a lot more than they were tolerating from their black partners. It's really, really interesting to see.
Would you chuck that up to self love? Like, how would you kind of?
Yeah, self-love and conditioning, because um a lot of the time black women say to me, oh, but white guys worship black women, the way they talk to us, and they think we're so beautiful, and the way they compliment us. They've even said to me, oh, you should come over this side, just try it, see if they treat you good and whatever. But I, I don't see that. I don't see that from looking at their relationships. I see the same problems, if not more problems, occurring. And I'm not attracted to white men, and I'm not going to pretend that I am, because I feel like they will give me a better experience. Um, I don't think they will, and I'm not attracted to them either. So I'm not. Yeah, that's not my cup of tea, so to speak. But I do think it comes down to love, and I do think it comes down to conditioning that, because we do hear a lot about black men. Black men are no good fathers. Black men are cheaters and all this other stuff, and they don't realize that they're hearing all of this stuff because this is our community. This is what we're surrounded by. This is what we're raised within. But then when they start dealing with white men, they realize that it's the same. They're men. It's the same. And that worship that they were so looking forward to usually turns out to be a fetish, actually. And and not much respect
Right.
comes with that either. So then that also turns into an issue, because a lot of the time they see that same man that was in the beginning worshipping them, so to speak, um, giving that same attention to other black women. And they don't like that. They don't like that. But
Right.
yeah,
Thinking they was the
yeah,
only one.
yeah. Because from what I see, it's a fetish. So when you have a fetish, that is not exclusive to an individual. So uh, I kind of find it a little bit difficult to understand when they have issue with it, because I'm just like, yeah, that's what they like. That's what they, and it wasn't an individual thing, because they would approach them on the tip of, I love black girls, I love brown skin, I love chocolate girls and things like that. And to me, those type of statements are just not appealing at all. They're not. They're really not. I don't find it flattering. And also because I know my history, I personally would always be thinking, like, just, are you, if we have an argument or whatever, are you gonna turn around and call me a black bitch? Are you getting off uh, on dominating me, during sex? What are you really thinking? All of these things would go through my head, and I don't care if anybody right or wrong.
Right.
Those are my sentiments. That's what I personally think. And I'm sure, like, same way they say trauma is genetically passed down, I think a lot of other things are genetically passed down, and I will never know what how a white man thinks, or how his past, how his history has affected him, and how that's going to transfer
Right.
into our relationship.
What's good, people? It's Jay Spivey. So if you haven't heard, there's this amazing app, and it's the easiest way for you to make your podcast, and it's free. All right, so let me explain. It has all the creative tools that allow you to edit your podcast the right way, right from your phone or your computer, and it allows you to distribute your podcast to all the major platforms like Apple and Spotify and many, many more. All right, you can literally make money with little to no listeners. Like, how dope is that? All you got to do is go to anchor.fm to get started. Go check it out.
And to be honest, I don't care to find out either. Do you know what I mean? So I'm okay when it comes to that. I love black men. I love everything about them. There's nothing more beautiful than a black man. Nothing compares, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't think I'm very unapologetic in that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The strength of a black man, the creativity of a black man, the swag of a black man. Oh, I could go on. I could go on. This podcast is going to be 3 hours long if you let me, because I will go on and on and on. I adore them. And
I'm pretty sure they'll love to hear that.
yeah, I adore them.
Or
Yeah,
us. Let me say us. I guess I'm pretty sure
yeah,
we would
I
love to
adore
hear that.
them, and I have no interest in being, taking my magic elsewhere, and just thinking about the state of healing that we need. I feel like the the healing, the level of healing that we need, I think we can only get that from each other. I feel like we can only give that to each other. I feel like only we can understand our struggle. And I'm not saying that other races can't empathize, because they definitely can. They definitely can. But I feel like to heal ourselves, we need to do that together. And I feel like for real empathy and understanding, we also need to do that together. So I don't want to create more problems for myself personally, because I feel a lot of the time my friends are frustrated when they have certain conversations with their white partners, particularly in this type of climate where racism is becoming very obvious. Racists are coming out in droves, and certain issues and topics that, you know, were kind of, they were talked about, but they weren't in the forefront. And now people are being called to take a stance. Like, if you are not standing against this type of behavior and this type of treatment of Black people, then you're part of the problem. So they're kind of being forced to take a stance, and so these conversations that may not have been had before are being had now, and they're causing issues in the relationship that I can see, because a few times I've heard some of my friends say, my partner is racist. I had no idea, but my partner is racist. I cannot believe I'm with somebody that is racist. And it's like, wow, like, how did you not know that? But I guess because they didn't, these types of conversations were just not had. And I would hate to put myself in that type of position where I have to be explaining my pain, my generational trauma, and my everyday anxiety and experiences as a Black person to my partner, who's supposed to love and protect me, and you can't even understand me. I haven't got it in me to do that for anybody.
Right, because that's something you got to
Exactly,
put a lot of time into it.
exactly. And it's kind of undermining my pain and my struggle as well, for the fact that I have to explain and almost justify it to you, because if you have a different viewpoint to me, I'm trying to force you to see things out of my eyes, out of my perspective, and I want to heal. That's traumatic. That's adding to my trauma. That's traumatic in itself. What's your
Yeah.
take on it?
I'm a guy. So I wasn't always thinking with all parts of me. I was okay with, that's when I dated one in high school. Definitely noticed the fetish like as early as like middle school. But for me as a person, I was like cool on the vibe, but not so much that I was gonna be with one fully. So, but that, I guess that energy was definitely reciprocated.
What does that mean?
Had a Tinder app situation and kind of disappeared and vanished
Oh,
on
really? What?
me.
I
Yeah,
wonder why. What happened?
right. She was like, "Oh, thank you," but that was like,
So you serviced her. You gave her you were a service. You were a
yeah.
maintenance man.
Apparently,
Oh my
I
God.
had no idea. But I definitely noticed that it was more of like a fetish thing, and I wasn't cool
How
with
did that
it.
make you
So
feel?
when I was younger, it was just funny. You know, you just, I guess when I was younger, I just kind of was, like you said, it's areas. I went to a lot of
Okay.
predominantly white schools, and the percentages of Black people were like less than 5%,
Wow.
or I would say probably about 5%, if not. That kind of left room, a little wiggle room. So I was like, I was early. I think I was a freshman. I dated a white girl for a couple months, but other than that, nothing besides some little flings, some
Somewhat?
yeah, some little.
Somewhat, aside from.
Hmm? No, I said besides some flings, it was nothing else besides that. I'm only interested in Black women, like, but I've always only ever wanted to marry a Black woman. So I think that's kind of, I don't know if that's cool to, that's what I'm saying. That's just me. But I was cool with kind of vibing with everyone until a certain point. That's when, like, until recently, then I started being like, nah, I'm only, if I'm doing anything crazy, it's gonna
So
be
what
with a Black woman.
changed?
Thing like, as far as trying to
Okay.
build towards something.
So what do you think has changed?
Uh, Definitely. I mean, that's what I'm like. I kind of. It was kind of like my. It was kind of like, it's kind of like a soul thing. I was definitely okay with uh you know love being love. At a certain point, like, okay, I would never see I probably couldn't see myself marrying a white woman. You know, if I'm being honest. But like maybe like a Latina woman or like Dominican, some other kind of ethnicity
Wow.
other than that. Maybe. Okay, I can kind of X out like Asian too. Struggles. That's what I'm like. I'm kind of. That's what I'm kind of well. I kind of try to be well cultured. So I was kind of that's what I was always interested in learning more than one language. I was always interested in specific things about other cultures because I was cool with everybody. I went middle school and I had Filipino friends bringing me some of their dishes. I had Asian friends bringing me some
Mhm.
of their dishes. Cultured. I have different kind
Mhm.
of foods. I got Filipino family, so it was already certain kind of love that I was around that
Mhm.
I was already cool with, and even the family was cool with me. It wasn't like I felt awkward being the only black guy in certain situations, that's like in certain situations, but that's when like I felt the love. So it wasn't like a difference. Everybody was just like
Mhm.
it was embraced. When I think about it, I'm not on my side. I don't really. My mom knows that I could have ended up with kind of maybe any color, but that's why I'm just like now I'm kind of moving unapologetically because I'm seeing my struggles. I'm seeing what we deal with. I'm seeing what's going on. And I'm just like, nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I don't. The wrath of a black woman is real. If I'm being dead ass, like that's why I'm just like some of the shit that it's certain shit that I didn't even be wanting to say because I'm just like I love my black women so much. I just feel like it's disrespectful.
Like what?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Black women don't like hearing about a black man being with another race.
What?
That ain't the get down. That'll get you. That'll get you. That'll get you deleted. We don't care about your message no more, bro. You one of those.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're correct. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Oh, that. Why do you think I do what I do? I know these
Yeah,
things because
you are
I
right.
pay
You are
attention
right. But that, do you know,
while I'm
do
staring at
you,
a
do you know
hummingbird.
what, do you know where that stems from though? Yeah, go on. Tell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm gonna give kind of a vague answer, and you're gonna
me.
give a very detailed one. But it's because of all the. I mean, the black girl said it and saved the last dance. It was it's from everything, man. It's just like they from them killing the black man to them already trying to separate us from our family, the horror, the trauma, the design of the government, from everything, just everything to bring the black man down. And then on top of that, now it just seemed like okay, it ain't even enough of us. And here you are trying to fucking nah, we good. You can
Yeah,
stay that ass over
yeah,
there.
yeah. Because, and not only that, a lot of black men who do date women do stupid things like justify why they're dating this woman by demeaning and degrading black women with their white partner beside them. There's no excuses for that type of behavior. Or they feel as though if they are able to secure a white woman, then that means that they are, have made it in some type of way. Now they feel superior in some way, shape, or form, and that to me just shows a traumatized, conditioned black man that you need healing and you need to love yourself. When a black man puts down a black woman, um, simply because he wants to be with a white woman, that becomes an issue. That becomes an issue. So I feel like there's a lot that comes with saying, yes, I date white women, because I think if it was solely to do with love, and look, I've just fallen in love with this person, she's a great person, she supports me, I love her, she loves me, it's genuine, she just doesn't want a brown baby to show off to her friends, she's not trying to prove a point. The guy is not, still traumatized or conditioned to think, this white woman is some type of status symbol. If it's genuine, I don't think there'd be such a stigma attached to it, to be quite honest.
Now, and that's the thing though. So the I guess this I don't know if it's a stigma, but it's like the black men that do be getting the white women, the white women don't even be bad. Like they just be like
Yeah.
average looking. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like kind of in that sentiment, I kind of would understand, because just from that standpoint alone, that's what I'm saying. Like I not that I only deal with beautiful people, but I just tend to uh, the person that compliments me tends to, you know, look as good, I guess, in a sense. So if I were to, that's what I'm saying, you know, they would kind of compliment me, kind of be well cultured, know some things, know how to move, and not be naive to a lot of stuff. And that's why I have friends that have like black girlfriends and things like that, and vice versa. And you know, they go through things, or things happen, and that's why I'm just like, ooh, there's certain situations that I'm okay with, that I can speak on, that I'm still good. But then let's just say I was in a relationship that I wasn't supposed to be in, like with that girl, and still speaking everything I speak, and still, you know what I mean? That's why I'm like, I still be unapologetic, but then at the same time, it's like, nah, you being a hypocrite, because you with some Mexican girl and you wearing a black woman only shirt. And that's when like my message would definitely be off. I definitely wouldn't get the same love that I would get, because why? Because that's why I'm in a lot of black only groups. Melanated means something,
So
right?
what? Yeah, but you know what? You made a valid point just now. If you are wearing a black woman, why are you wearing a black woman only shirt when you are open to dating other races?
You said, why am I? I didn't say that's. I said that
What
was
it is?
what
I
it
thought that
was,
you
not
said
what
you
it
were open to
currently is.
dating a Latina woman or a Filipino.
That was what my love was. That's what I'm saying. That's what my heart is. If you know, so like, remember when I was telling you about my chart, and how I broke down my chart, and how I had to be honest. From my chart, I was okay. You know what I mean? That's how my life moved. I was okay with dating outside my race. I was okay with vibing like that. You know what I mean? But then when it came down to it, that's when I'm like, now I had to stay true to myself. I started learning myself. That's when it's like, I started being funny. I don't know if I said it to you, but you know, I talk to somebody like, oh, you sun gaze? No, what's that? Oh, you know, like, oh, I meditate in the sun. Oh, no, I can't do that. I burn up.
Yes, I didn't even think of that. Shit, that's real. That's real.
And I sit and I bake in the sun because I can. And so, you know, some people can't do that. You know, I mean, I take it light. It's kind of funny to me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's cool. You know, they can say I'm cute. Oh, cool. You know, even like a real dope one I'll talk on the phone with. You know what I mean? But it ain't gonna go no further than that
Why?
now.
Why is that though? Really, why is that?
I ain't sticking. I tend to not stick myself in anything that I'm not okay with having kids with. So like, if I'm playing, if I'm like just playing and I'm like flirting and I'm like just get my itch scratched out, no, that's why I'm not even doing it then, because I'm not even on
So
that
why
type of
wouldn't you
tip
feel
anymore.
comfortable having a child with somebody that is not black?
I mean, the hatred of the world. Honestly, I'd rather teach my, listen, like the hatred of the world, and also the fact that if my child didn't come out some kind of complexion close to mine, I'd be hot. I'm just gonna be real. If that baby came out looking white, I'm gonna be mad. That baby came out looking like anything other than more black
Why?
than anything, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
Cause I'm black.
Mm.
I want my baby to be dark. So when I thought about that, I was just like, yeah, that's something. It's like my oldest is chocolate, and that's
But
what
you're
it's
not
like.
gonna
But well, I mean, I don't know how dark Sarah's
feel
gonna
like
get, but
she's
at least
gonna
my
be
child
like,
looks like me. You know what I mean? But what I was like, I
yeah,
don't. She
yeah,
gonna
I
look
hear
like
that.
me though. That's my baby. You know what I mean? So I don't. Other than that, I don't really care. But so I'm glad I didn't. You know, that's what I'm saying. You know, some situations probably happen where it's like I
Okay,
could have been in trouble, and I'm
okay.
just like, I'm
You
glad it didn't.
describe it as trouble.
So sometimes I didn't play it safe.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. Okay. So what? So you're selective. So you're selective.
I'm definitely editing this part out. This is definitely for your entertainment. I'm chopping all this shit up. Yeah, I'm selective. I don't like latex, so I do the whole 9. Oh, you check? Hey, let's go to the doctor. Like,
Really, every time, don't tell the truth. Tell the truth. Every time.
you said no, but no. I mean, I haven't. It's not like I had like 1,000 partners recently. So
Okay.
so I've been cooling. I've been cooling. This
I
is for your
know, I
entertainment
realize.
only.
I
I'm
realize.
only like within the two years. I only had 3 partners.
Is
So
that good?
and I was tested before and after each
Okay,
one.
that's good. That's good practice. That's definitely good practice. Before and after. Yeah, that makes sense. Mm. So you're saying that, yeah, you see, yeah, because you're right.
And that's why I'm just very selective. But I didn't. That's why I haven't had any crazy situations that would have led me to having. Well, okay, no. That's
What
what
was
I'm
the
saying. I've been smart
okay?
when it
Tell me
came to. I had to think about it. I've been smart when it came um, to protecting myself with women that are not black. But it just seems like with black women, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But I've been selective, and I'm glad I
so
protected
is
myself.
there a difference?
But the universe is definitely. I feel like the universe has been
I
working in
feel
my
like it has
favor.
as well. But is there a difference of
Between what?
being with a black woman and being with a white woman sexually?
Ooh, that's a tough question, bro.
Phil, tell me. Feel it.
Hey, hey, bro. My baby is yelling. What are you yelling for? Okay. Or that might not have been mine, but I think that was my
How
son.
can you not
Um,
know this?
bruh, because I don't know
Yeah,
where the
I
sound came from.
understand.
I
I'm
kind of had
like
to
that.
turn
When
around and
children say mum, I always think they're calling me. And yeah, I understand.
where the hell's that sound coming from? If I'm being honest, I had like a
A white
33-year-old
lady.
blow my fucking mind, bruh.
What?
So
Why?
it
What
was a
did she
white
do?
woman. She didn't do anything. I don't know. That's what I'm
I
saying.
did what?
That's what I'm
Like,
like. Maybe it was because she
tell
was
me, spill.
older. So that's what I'm saying. Like, uh,
Spills, tell me. What happened? What did
huh?
you do?
I don't. I. 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 I literally don't know. That's what I'm like. She just. And that's what I'm saying. I ain't. It ain't like I'm. It ain't like I'm a newbie or nothing. So I was like, what is going on? But
What's going on?
um. but 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 as a guy, I'm not one to comment on women that have their kids vaginally
Oh, so
and
was
those who
it
have
different?
them via C-section.
What?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I feel like there could be.
Mm.
I feel like there could be, but that's what I'm saying. What woman
That's
wants to
not
hear
bad. That's
that?
not something to do with the health. You know,
That's kind of.
there's
I feel
nothing
like
you can
that. You
do
know what I mean?
about
I
it,
feel like that's
really.
real. That's kind of disrespectful because that's what no, at all, at all. But that's what I'm saying. Like a woman that has kids and like and wants to still feel attractive, and that's what I'm saying. All those things go into men,
So,
like you tight,
so
all that other
was
bullshit.
this lady that you're speaking of? Did she have her children via C-section? Okay. So,
Yeah,
and
all of
her
them.
tune was mind blowing. That's what you're telling me.
I don't know. It was. That's what I'm saying. The rest to be continued. I mean, my life is still going on.
So,
So, but that's what I'm saying. I don't plan on. I didn't. That's what I was just telling
I
you about
know,
that
but now I'm
situation. I don't plan on
interested
that
in
shit
what she
happening
done
again. That's what
to
I'm saying.
blow your mind.
I don't. That's all. I don't even know. Honestly, she was going through a divorce. She wasn't supposed to.
I'm done. I've finished. I'm finished. Do you know what time you're making? Do you know what time it is? It's 2:30 a.m. and you're making me laugh out loud. No, I'm finished. So, so, do you think? Because you know what? You know why I asked? Because I'm gonna be really upfront with you. A lot of black guys that I talk to tell me about being like sexually turned out by white women. Like they, they, yeah, they
Oh
become,
no, not
they get
turned out,
certain,
nothing like that.
they start to like certain things that they didn't like before, and different
Oh
experiences.
no,
So
no, nothing like that.
although it's not that extreme, or they say they're more sexually free, like their head game, or like just different things, like they're more eager to please, and stuff like that. They don't have as many boundaries, or things that they don't want out.
Sexually, I guess. Yeah. It's still well for me. That's when I'm in Cali. It's certain shit that I still ain't even tried,
Really?
and apparently it's because of my size.
What
So
with
I just leave
with
it at
black
that.
women or
So
white women or both?
and
Oh, okay, okay.
either both.
Really? Because I don't know. Maybe this is unfair,
Well,
but I thought that from what I've heard that white women are a lot more open, like sexually uninhibited, um and just free, just more experimental. Really? That's what I've been told.
I haven't seen that.
Why are you laughing? What?
I know,
Someone told me
I
that.
know, cause I ain't seen none of that. I normally get a thank you for your services.
Thank
Can
you
I
for
have it
your
again?
services,
Or
man.
they just vanish.
Damn.
So that's why I'll just give one or the
Okay. I
other.
thought they were
That's
out
all I'm
here
saying.
doing wild shit.
I mean, no.
Oh,
You're
you
right. I'm
personally
saying
got uh,
I haven't personally had an opportunity to experience
good
any of that,
people.
and I don't know if that's because of who I am or whatever. But I have
Oh,
heard, okay,
wow,
yeah, you're a little too
that's a
big. You
whole
want to
different
chill.
podcast.
We're not doing that.
Shit, really.
So so I was like, oh, okay, I'll leave that alone, then I'll just stick to the normal
So,
shit, and my normal shit is mind blowing, so I just leave it.
well, damn, sir.
That's all.
Actually, so I'm gonna ask you this. So, do you usually get okay, that's too big from white women, or or black women, or both? What would you say then?
No, I wouldn't say that. Did you use the word too big? Oh no! I mean, I just don't say that's what I just heard a couple times. I guess I'm just, I'm not, I don't look at myself like that. If I'm being honest with you, so I was really
Hmm.
insecure about my body growing up. Um, so I
Hmm.
just started loving my body, like, like again, like I used to
Hmm.
like it when I was working out before I had my knee surgeries, and then I was kind of like had to battle with getting myself back
Hmm.
into just loving myself. But then that's what I'm saying. Now I'm getting back into it. Now you see it. I love myself now. I'm kind of working on it, working on, eating better, working out, doing
Hmm.
yoga, just kind of getting back to me. That's when like it feels good. But I ain't really looked at myself like that. So now I'm just like,
Hmm.
oh, that's big. Oh, cool,
So
nice. And this is like when I was growing up, I used to wonder why I never used to get like I never asked questions, and I guess that's a
what do you mean? What type of
confident
question?
man in a sense. I don't, you know what I mean? So I wasn't like, oh, you know,
What, did you enjoy it?
like, am I? Yeah, like how is it? Am I big?
Or you just
Or you
do
know
it?
what I mean? Like the weird fucking questions. Like
Hmm.
I'll just be my goofy self, and I'll be like, "Hey, why was you laughing?" And like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll something happen, I'll be funny, and that's when, like, I'm selective and I'll be goofy and I'm cool, but I'll never really take it seriously, like anything,
But really
thinking that I was too big for something like that. Like, because I never really heard it. I never really heard it,
bad.
and then I started hearing it. I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. That's on. Oh, well, that's on like the I keep saying Mexican, the Latina girl. Yeah, I'm kind of, that's when it's like, if I'm being honest, I didn't like
What?
the first time I did anything with her. It actually turned me off the first time, and then like
Why
I
didn't you like the
started to
first
like
time? What
it,
happened?
and I'm just like, damn it.
Oh,
I didn't fit. Yeah, yeah.
people,
It was annoying at first.
I can imagine.
Yeah. I was
So,
getting
so what?
annoyed. I was
How?
getting.
So what changed?
That's what I'm saying. But remember,
Mm-hmm.
this is me also including that she's an empath. She did magic. She did a bunch of shit. She was fucking. She was fucking massaging my forehead while we was doing it. So I don't know what the fuck she was doing.
Oh shit! No, she
And then
didn't
I
give you
found out
spaghetti.
about
You're
the
lying.
spaghetti, and then I was like,
No.
"Wait, bruh, but she did, but that don't mean nothing. If she
What
told
do
me
you
she did,
mean it doesn't
but that's what
mean
I'm saying.
anything? Of course it does. What the
I try
hell?
to be like, all right, if she was honest, she didn't do it. I try to take people's benefit for the doubt. Okay, everybody is not a liar. Okay, so if I ask somebody a question and they tell me why would I
They
do
did a
that, I'm
fucking
gonna
what?
believe them. I'm
And
not
she
gonna
gave you
be like, oh, you're a
spaghetti,
fucking liar because I know you know this shit, so I know you did it
and
to
you
me.
fucking ate it, and you know that
She gave me fucking
you,
spaghetti, bro.
you knew better, man.
I
You
ate
fucking
it.
knew better. You
It
knew
was
better. You
what? I'm vegan.
you were
Oh my god,
spoiled.
I didn't know until after. I didn't know shit. I didn't know.
This is crazy. I didn't know any man falls for that spaghetti shit. I didn't. Oh my god.
Bruh, I didn't know about it.
I don't.
And like I said, if she said she didn't do it to me, I kind of believe
I
her.
wouldn't fucking tell. Why
She
would you
didn't really have no reason
tell
to lie to me.
if you did
But
something like
that's what
that?
I'm like.
Why would you tell? You don't do something like that to tell. If you could get what you want, telling the truth.
Hey, bruh, that's what I'm saying. Shit was
Mm-mm.
so crazy over there. Her
Oh
candles were sparking
my.
at me.
Well, boy, congratulations on getting out. How the fuck did you break free? Is you okay?
Shit, I told you. The only reason I feel like I stepped away from that situation is because she came to me and she said, "If you're not gonna love me all the way, then we might as well not do this." And I said, "Okay, even though I'm giving you all my fucking love, bye then."
She was ready to let you go because
Yep.
you would have still been
So
down
that's
there
how that ended.
eating your spaghetti.
I
Shit.
was still been in that fucking situation, definitely,
Well,
because I
sounded
cared. I cared. I did.
like
That's when she said, "How did you break free from that shit?" I definitely was.
no. Oh my god!
Gave
You
me a
said she was
fucking
massaging
heart
your
attack.
forehead and and feeding you spaghetti, and the candles. No, 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 no. That's too.
Hey, and that's what I'm saying. She had rubbed some protection oil on me one time, and I hope it was protection oil. You better leave me alone. You have me rethinking everything.
I'm
I'm over here
crying.
sitting there
Nah,
like,
you.
bro, what the fuck did she do to me?
So, so, so you really take this not asking question thing really far, in it. So you didn't ask her anything. You didn't. You know that was like it's just about like what is in it. What's your intention?
I
Like,
mean,
have you
anything
used
about what?
it?
What was I supposed to ask her?
Yeah, everything.
Oh well,
Like,
she told me it was for. We talking about what? We talking about for the oil, or what are we talking about? Oh no, yeah. She told me that's what I'm saying. She said it was for protection, but that's what I'm
how
saying.
did you
Now I'm
feel
rethinking
after? Did you
everything.
feel
It might not
protected, or
actually
did
been
you feel
true. I
like?
don't know. I did. I felt no. I did. That's what I'm saying, bro. I remember one
Mhm,
time I told her about a
mhm.
skunk at work. Like I was talking to her, I was at work. I told her about a skunk that was at my job, and she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want it to go away." And she said, "Oh, okay." You know that skunk never came back. I haven't
Well,
seen that skunk
yeah,
since.
well, I, I was gonna say what I said. Yeah.
After
She's a
that,
witch.
after that, I
She's
was
a
like, "Hey,
fucking
you
witch,
really a
witch.
witch, huh?"
Like that's why I said she was letting you.
Hey, now when I say this shit is
Mm,
real, I'm coming from it from a different
damn.
place, my G. I promise you. I
It
promise
was.
you. I
It
feel like
was.
some of this shit was
It
done to
was.
me, and
You
I'm like,
know.
"Hey,
You
bro,
know. You do
that
know.
shit's
It
not
was.
cool." I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. Okay, that's what I'm like. Honestly, I don't know. I'm still reading. I'm still reading into love spells. I'm still reading into all of it. But she had everything from fucking the burning of the candles to the ashes to all the fucking. She had the fucking eucalyptus in the shower. She had it all. She had the fucking.
Was it doing
And
that
that's what I'm saying. That she been
Santeria?
doing it for years.
Was it
So when she says,
Santeria?
so
Santeria, I think they
so
call it Santeria.
say it again.
That's what Latinos practice mainly, Santeria.
I seen
Mm.
that before, but I'm not really sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just a lot of shit that I learned, and then how she moved, it kind of like inspired me, and that's what I'm saying. Like, she was the reason why my third eye
Mm-mm.
opened all the way to fuck up, and then I was like, oh
Seeing
shit,
what? What were
what
you
is this
seeing?
bullshit? And I
Oh,
just started seeing stuff. I mean, if I'm being honest, my whole look on Christianity just kind of blew my mind and fell and crumbled. Fucking that's when like I just started digging into my life. And remember, this is the woman that I had said kind of was like, oh, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna help you through your child trauma and stuff like that. And then she kind of just vanished on me. Like that's when like she ended up
what,
disappearing on
so
me like
what was her
maybe 3 to
reasoning?
4 times before we ended up breaking up completely. Um,
Because she'd fucking done some stuff to you,
Shit
that's
didn't feel
why.
right.
And it probably didn't feel genuine. Whew. But yeah.
Because my
Yeah,
ass
she
was
definitely.
definitely
Nah, from
crying
you
like a
said the
baby, bro. I
spaghetti.
promise you.
Yeah. You're lucky to be all right now. I'm fucking
I
serious.
don't know what
Yes,
the
man.
fuck that
Do you know what? I'm in a
means.
lot
Are
of
you
these
dead ass?
groups,
Do you
yeah,
think she
and
did it?
why would she?
Man, but I
What is
don't
that what
know. I
she
don't
does?
feel
It's
like
like
she moved like
religion.
that.
Is this normal? It's like saying a
That's what
prayer.
I'm saying.
It's just normal. They don't see it like how you see it. It's just normal, just the same way, like rubbing your head and like all of that, the protections, but normal.
Bruh. I already said this out loud. I ain't never eaten food from another woman no more. Can I cook for you? Fuck no.
Yeah,
And that's
you're
exactly how I'm
lucky.
gonna
You're
say it
lucky
too.
to be free from that situation.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna drop this episode, but this would be a good one. But
I
hell
shouldn't laugh,
no.
but it's crazy. It's crazy because what you're explaining is like textbook shit. It's like so I'm in a lot of these groups for witches and whatever on Facebook and people that do magic and etc etc. And I don't know, sometimes I post about it. Sometimes I'm like, girls, stop doing love spells on men. Like, stop it. It's fucked up. Because I see so many just resort to, if something goes wrong or a man isn't doing what they want them to do, they come in the group and they actively like, what should I do? Should I put his name in a shoe? Should I put him in a jar? Should I do
Oh, so is that why my post blew up
what did you
like
put?
that when I was
What
talking
one is that
about
again?
voodoo and staying away from women?
Yes, I said
It was the
yes.
SpongeBob meme. I was
Yes,
just like,
they do that shit. They
reasons
do it.
one
They
to
do
a
it.
hundred
And then
and
there's a
one.
few women like me that are like, ladies, that's fucked up. Stop doing that. Because not only that, when you do it, everything has a consequence. Everything has a consequence. So don't feel like she hasn't got her repercussions or she won't get her repercussions. Because you do. Everything, every you have to figure out if it's worth it or not and what your intention is. You can't do that to somebody and not have some type of repercussion as well. So hmm, and I don't know how your behavior was, but
Two
sometimes
hummingbirds. I'm
the
listening now.
person sometimes they come back and they ask for another spell on how to get rid of the person because now the person has got obsessive and they will not leave them alone and it's too much. They don't know how to reverse it. So sometimes it's that.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
I definitely felt I was powerful. I felt like she couldn't control me, if I'm being honest. And I think that probably was the case. And that was the interesting thing. Every time that she left and came back, I was just like, why are you trying to read me, acting like you
Mm.
can get me down? Clearly, I'm more powerful than you think I am. And literally, these are the talks we were having. And that's when, like, we was going back and forth between empathic situations. I legit
Wow.
had deja vu sitting with her in her bed. Like,
Mm.
um, and that's when I'm saying, I've known this girl for a couple years prior, so she definitely wasn't in the same place. But then I seen her grow, so I'm just like, cool, like, and that's when I'm just like, it was everything about her that I was cool with. That's what I'm saying. She was well seasoned, her particularly. Hey, thank you for listening to Respect the View podcast. Let me know what you thought about the podcast. Leave a review. Jump to my website. You can leave something on the comments page, write on the blog post. And another thing, my podcast is taking sponsors. If you would like a sponsorship slot in my podcast, just hit me up. Let me know. Let's stay connected. All right. Much love. I'm out.